Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. Everything here is amazing. And, well, I have a confession, and I think a number of you picked up on it last week. But all of last week's episodes were, in fact, pre recorded. In fact, all of the episodes of Games That Stayed have been pre-recorded because I've been traveling. So 3 weeks ago, when the Games That Stayed thing started, I was in Reno, Nevada for the Gamma Trade Show. Portal Games asked me to go help out, so I went and hung out with David and helped out over there. Then I came home for a week, did normal episodes, and then Games That Stayed again last week. I was on a cruise ship. And we'll talk about the cruise ship tomorrow, probably at length, because, you know, it was amazing. But I really want to talk about the way that this all worked out. And I have done pre-recorded weeks in the past where I've gone away, or at least partially pre-recorded weeks, where I've recorded a few episodes because I was going out of town, or I've recorded a few episodes because I was going to visit family or whatever. And they're okay. They work. But as I mentioned, doing the Games That Stayed series, they're the kind of videos where I can't really interact. This normal show type stuff is where I can talk about the past. I can, hey, remember when we did this, and bring that back in. But doing a game review or a game discussion, it really just needs to be, here's this thing that I'm trying to, excitedly tell you about, and then let's move on. And so I felt like since I was going to be out of town for 2 weeks and I knew it, this would be a really good time to try that experiment because, I don't have to have callbacks, but I ended up doing callbacks. I ended up talking about some of the previous reviews in the, and that works great. But it didn't start the videos off with, hey, thanks for your, yesterday we talked about this or whatever, because that's not what it was about. It was really just here's 10 game reviews. And so those were all pre-recorded. Now, the reason that some of you picked up on it last week was because I wore the same black t-shirt for the first 4 episodes. And that was a matter of laziness on my part. If you go back and watch the first 5 episodes of that series, I had a different t-shirt on each day. And that's because I brought 5 t-shirts down here with me. And I changed t-shirt, recorded a game thing, changed t-shirt, and just kept doing that. But the 4 episodes that I wore the black t-shirt, I was kind of in a rush to get those done, and I just didn't come down here with t-shirts, and I just didn't bother going back upstairs and getting them. I said, screw it, it's plain and black. It's not going to be as obvious that I'm wearing the same shirt every day. For those of you that asked, yes, I do have multiple black t-shirts, plain black t-shirts. But I was in a rush, and what I discovered was, if you remember, not this past Friday, the Friday before, my kid had her first track meet that was like 9 hours long. Well, I knew it was going to be that long, and it was it was away from here. I had to go travel to that. So I realized that night I could get all of the videos done while sitting at that track meet. So I went and quickly recorded all 4 of those during my lunch break, which took exactly as long as my lunch break. And then I just took my laptop with me that night and edited all those episodes. And then I did the Imperial Settlers episode like the next day, Saturday or Sunday or something like that. So it helped me get all that work done in a time I would have just been sitting there. And doing 5 episodes like that, it's actually takes a good amount of time, especially with these, because with the 2 camera setup, I have the GoPro up here shooting down and stuff. I have to edit all that stuff together and switch between tracks to try to keep it visually interesting as well as just generally interesting. But I have really enjoyed doing those reviews, and I fully intend to continue them. For the foreseeable future, I have no travel plans. So when I do them, it will probably be a once or twice a week type thing. I think I'm going to try to build a little bit on the show and do a little bit more like pre-thought out, not pre-programmed, but like Carl had suggested, maybe Tuesdays we do a game, or on Wednesdays we talk about whatever woodworking subject. I might try to introduce more of that. It might not be every single Tuesday I do a game review, but it'll be something similar, you know, so that people who want to hear more about the games that I'm playing or the games that I have played and love, I will try to pepper that in on a regular basis. I just haven't figured out what that all looks like. So I just came off of a 5-day cruise. I'm totally wiped from that, and you'll understand why when I tell you about it tomorrow. I have a big update for the subject we talked about with my current employment that we can talk about this week. And I had a family member pass today. So today's like a really... And my kid has another track meet tonight. So it's like everything is all over the place right now. It's all up in the air. I came home to juggling all of the plates. But it's good. It's I'm good, right? I'm good. And I was actually kind of surprised at the number of you that picked up on the t-shirt. Especially since I thought I could get away with it because the thumbnail isn't just me standing here looking silly. The thumbnail was the game. So I thought, you know, if you saw the thumbnails all lined up, you'd be like, well, what's going on here? But no, a lot of you picked up on it just from watching all of them. So thank you for those people who watched all of them. I definitely got comments and responses from people that don't normally comment and respond. So there's definitely a little bit of merit and maybe a little bit of traction coming from those videos, which is pretty cool. And maybe we can just keep that rolling. I think that despite all of my imposter syndrome, I think maybe I do have things to say about games that I enjoy, and I have things to say maybe even about games I don't enjoy. And I think that there is some content somewhere in all of that that is valuable. So I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find that voice, and this is just the start. So I appreciate all the feedback. You know, sorry I couldn't respond to everybody last week. There was no internet, so you know I'm getting around to responding to comments and replying to everybody and sending emails and all that sort of stuff. So thanks for hanging in there with me. I really appreciate you guys. It's been fun. Yeah. So thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you again tomorrow. I don't know what word we're on, so we're just going to go with this. Litigious. It is an adjective meaning readily inclined to take someone to court or very argumentative. Our wrangling lawyers are so litigious and busy here on earth that I think they will plead our clients' causes hereafter, some of them in hell. Robert Burton, an English scholar and vicar at Oxford University. Litigious. L-I-T-I-G-I-O-U-S. I think maybe I did that one on Friday, but we're just going to leave it. So if you have relearned the word litigious, let me know in the comments.